Hello everyone, Immigration Attorney Miran here from San Diego, California. We're an immigration law firm based in San Diego, practicing California and the entire 50 states of US and pretty much worldwide with many immigration matters. In fact, we have a lot of clients from outside US who like to come into US, either family-based petitions, employment visas, different type of work-related matters, and so we help with a lot of those matters. Today, we are going to discuss something that comes up lately quite a bit. So we're getting a lot of questions about EB applications. EBs are employment-based petitions that potentially lead into a green card. There's 5 EB petitions, EB1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each of these have some subcategories. Some of them have 2, 3 subcategories for different purposes. In specific today, we're going to discuss the difference between EB1-A versus EB2 NIW. And the reason these two we're picking is because these are the two arms of the EBs that do not require employment sponsorship going through the perm process with the Department of Labor to be able to be approved. You can self-petition if you meet certain criteria. What's the difference? A lot of people say, hey, do I do EB1 or EB2? EB1, EB1-A, which is a part of an employment-based petition for a green card, is something that you can petition for yourself without an employer. EB2, employment-based category 2, NIW, which is a national interest waiver, is also a petition where you can file for yourself, but there are different requirements. EB1-A generally is more like a form document heavy application. You have to show that you have extraordinary abilities, accomplishments to an extent that is easily shown by documents. You have reached the status of a musician where a search on Google will show many different events you have attended, maybe books you have written, articles written about you. It's not complicated to find things about you. We don't need to go into your emails or social media to kind of pull things to show to the officer, hey, look, there's stuff. It's easily accessible. It's a very document heavy, kind of a speaks for itself kind of an application. It is required that you have an advanced degree for an EB1, and you have to have reached a higher level of ordinary. They have to have done more than just, have a degree. It needs to be something more. We had today an EB1-A approved this morning for, I'm not going to mention name, but he's a flute player from United Kingdom. He's an outstanding flute player. I mean, he has so much documents that we had to choose what we sent to USCIS. We didn't want to overwhelm the officer, but we also wanted to put our best foot forward. He has just performed everywhere. He's in every university, he's in every concerts, events. He's performed with many important people in the industry, so there's a lot of information about him. However, it is also important how you present it to the USCIS officer. You have to present it in a certain manner, in a certain file, in a certain flow, and explain to the officer what each of these documents really mean. We can't just send documents and tell the officer, look at these documents. We have to lay the documents in a way the officer can see and explain to the officer, this is what this document means, and here's how it meets the criteria of an EB1-A standard. These are the 10 standards you're looking for in EB1-A. We meet 4 of them, and here's why we meet 4 of them. We have to explain this thing. EB2 National Interest Waiver is primarily a business endeavor where you're telling the US government, I am going to contribute to the US economy in a way that it's more than just working for a company. It's gonna help grow the community. It's going to help grow the US economy. I'm adding value to this country. So that is more of a subjective standard, and it requires you telling a story that really makes sense to the officer and to anyone else for that matter. Your story is, once I have my green card, I'm going to set up this business or have a business that I'm going to operate in this manner. You present a business plan. You present letters of reference from other people you work with. You present information from prospective employers, people who would want to work with you in the future. Companies in US that are coming to USCIS and are telling the officer, hey, I know this person, he does good work, and if he has a green card, I will give him projects. So basically you take yourself from this moment and you project yourself in the future. And you're telling the officer, the USCIS officer, that in the future, on the day I have my green card, these are the things I'm going to do. But those things have to make sense. They have to be supported by documents. They have to be supported by your background. They have to be supported by your experience, by your education, and by your own narrative, by your own self-analysis. We always add in every EB application a letter from the applicant saying in their own first view why they think they should get this visa. Obviously, we explain to the officer why they should get a visa, but they also explain themselves. it's always good to hear from the person. What is it? What do you have in mind? What are you trying to do? That's really one of the main differences between the EB1-A self-petition and EB2 NIW. EB1-A is document heavy, kind of there's a lot of stuff about you. They speak for themselves. We present them very organized to USCIS. We explain exactly what they mean, why they fit each category and why they don't fit other categories. For an NIW petition, we present a picture of what you're planning on doing with a business plan, with references, with future prospective employers, with your background. And that's how we put these packages together. We've had a very good track record of both of these applications. And if you have a case or if you feel like you will fit into one of these two categories, any other EB category, let's talk. Contact our office. We'll be able to assess your case. A lot of these applications will go hand in hand with certain other visas. For example, if you're in US and you want to shift to one of these two or other applications, we need to find a way for you to be legal in US. And sometimes we have to work with L visas. Sometimes we work with O visas. Sometimes we work with F visas. And sometimes people leave US and do it from outside US. It's just everybody's life is different. Everybody's priorities are different. So we'll have to look at your life, see what works best for you, what's feasible, and then we work based on that. This is what we do. We're here to assist. If you have an employment-based or a business immigration matter you'd like to discuss with our office, contact us and we'll do our best to assess your case and give you our best advice. Hope this was helpful. Soon we'll discuss the other EB parts, the 3, 4, 5 in a separate video. Have a great evening for now from San Diego. Talk to you soon.